Welcome to Movies That Made Me, Gary.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Let's talk about Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
And Winston Churchill obviously is a larger-than-life character, and everyone seems to think they know who he is.
When will the lesson be learned? How many more dictators must be wooed, appeased, good God, given him mixed privileges, before we learn? You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth!
How did you get into the character?
He is larger than life. He's more opera than drama, you know,
Yes.
in that sense. Well, he was a great self-promoter. He understood branding before branding was a thing. The silhouette, the rather strange, stuffy sort of Victorian clothes with a fob watch and a bow tie, Homburg hat, cigar. I mean, he knew about image.
Although we didn't know about that, though, as it turned out.
Yes. One of the challenges being asked to do something like this, I mean, apart from the very obvious, you know, apart from my striking resemblance to him, he is such an icon and has been so mythologized that you wonder if you can get past all of that and find something, you know, how do you get to the man, to a living, breathing man? I mean, apart from obviously the reading that was required, the footage, the newsreel footage, was really a revelation to me. Mm-hmm. I think he has been represented as a sort of curmudgeon, just a very grumpy old man who was born in a bad mood.
Scene 6, take 1. Wait a moment.
We are the chosen few. I can't remember it. I've got one of the best memories you can have.
I know, sir, but that's quite all right. Quite all right. Don't worry. Look at the camera and start again, sir.
And I noticed from the footage of this period how alive and energised and dynamic he was.
The Prime Minister is thorough in everything he does. With Mrs. Churchill, he makes a tour of London docks and expresses himself forcefully on all he sees.
There was this cherubic grin and a real sort of naughty kind of twinkle in the eye, just marching forward with this energy on a mission. And that was surprising to me, and a key, in a way, how to find him. That massive brain that was whirling.
Yeah.
I eased up a little on the speech, the lisp.
You've wanted this your entire adult life.
No, since the nursery. What do the public want
It's
me?
your own party to whom you'll have to prove yourself.
I'm getting the job only because the ship is sinking. It's not a gift, it's revenge.
I hit it occasionally. And the other thing is that when you hear recordings of him, he had a style of oratory that was, I wouldn't say it, but yeah, I would say it was slightly mannered and rehearsed.
Sure I am that this day, now, we are the masters of our fate.
If people do a bad impersonation of Winston Churchill, they would go, "And yeah, da da da, no more," and this. And when you hear him speaking, there's a tiny little bit of footage of him off camera speaking, and there's none of that.
Yep.
And it was very much a performance in a sense. So I took that as a template and then gave it a bit of Henry V.
And obviously you had to do all of this after hours in the makeup chair.
After 4 hours of makeup, yeah.
For every morning.
Yeah, for 48 days.
It makes you look back on Dracula and think that was a walk in the park.
Yeah. It was enormous fun. I loved him and loved playing him.
You could tell it was great.
To my credit, I never moaned once.
Did you not?
Never complained, no. For me, it was a wonderful process of getting into him. 2 hours, 45 minutes in, you know, you look in the mirror and you start to see the shape coming together. My only fear was, there were two actually. There was the stamina to sort of just get through it, because it was an unknown, and also would my skin hold up to the glue. But I thought, if at 65 Winston can take on Adolf Hitler,
you have the full weight of the world on your shoulders,
and have the worry and the stress of wondering whether he was going to get his troops out of Dunkirk, then, I mean, Gary Oldman can sit in a makeup chair for 3.5 hours. I mean, life could be so much worse, couldn't it?
A bit of context does help. Gary, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming down, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Gary.
you.